Good evening.
Good evening. How are you?
Yeah, not too bad, thanks. Yourself?
Yeah, I'm trying to remember what my password is for my GDK or GCK, I should say.
But yeah, root user.
Yeah, I've changed it, but I can't. I
It's
can't find it.
pretty easy to reset if you need to. I'm just trying to finish something off as well. So if nobody joins, hopefully they'll give us 5 minutes for us both to figure out what's going on. Um, what am I doing? What am I doing?
Oh my gosh. Yeah, I need to. Oh, someone pinged me about way back 2 years ago now when I was doing the colorful epics and colorful roadmaps and stuff. Apparently, we rolled it out to GitLab, but I never actually enabled the feature flag by default.
Oh, okay.
So it's kind of enabled, but only half enabled. So
Yeah.
yeah,
Gotcha.
rebased that change. It's only a one line change now. Um, but oh gosh, who was it? Someone was just asking for clarification about if we're going to actually continue developing that feature or not.
Gotcha. Gotcha.
And then other than that, I need to fix up this star button thing that got migrated but hasn't been merged and doesn't have any tests yet.
Yeah, it's fun trying to clean up like whatever you want to call it. Old stuff,
Yeah,
unfinished. Um,
July 23. It's only 6 months old. It's not.
oh yeah, that's actually in the grand scheme of things, not to oh, why is that not working? Hi, Jonathan.
Hey Lee,
How's it going?
good.
Hey,
You
I
Jonathan.
have
was asking you yesterday um about the VS or IDE stuff. So
absolutely. Yeah. So, as I think I mentioned, I know very little about it other than where the repositories are. I think I've joined a pair programming session before, and I've seen like the code base very briefly, and I think it uses TypeScript, but that's pretty much at the very top level what what I'm aware of. Hi, Marco.
hello.
Um, so yeah, far away. Have you got some questions specifically, or do you just want us to maybe sort of have a dive in and have a look around and sort of see if we can understand how it all fits together? Or
Yeah, if you want to do like a dive in, that'd be great.
cool. We'll see what's documented, and kind of go from there, I guess.
So I did see that there is the front end repository. I assume it communicates to the back end somehow. I assume that it does not spin up like a new um container for each person, right?
Let's have a look. So I just have to always have hundreds of windows and browsers and tabs and whatnot. So I'm just moving all those out of the way. So I think we've got in GitLab org. In fact, I linked them in Discord, but I'll find them again. IDE is probably there. No, helpful. VS Code. Hopefully that's more successful. So yeah, we had the GitLab WebIDE, and then we've got this fork of VS Code, which I guess we've made a few changes to so it works for us. So let's see what the README tells us. Right, so it's an npm package. So I guess that's the way that GitLab, the monolith, sort of installs and includes the web IDE. I see an agreeing nod from Marco there. And yeah, that's exactly what it says. Okay, so so visit the pages. We'll run the example locally with the on-stop example. Okay, so we can launch a separate instance of it from this project by the looks of things if we want to do that. And then what does the VS Code fork tell us?
Okay, yeah, this is where I was looking at the other day.
To change, tailor, edit, provide a consumable build. The fork is used. Well, I'd be really interested to see, and I don't know if that's easily visible from like a commit graph or how we would like how, where, and how have we diverged from the upstream project? And I guess, yeah, I guess that's what this is, right? Because all of these are us. So can we actually see? I don't know if we rebase every now and then, or if it doesn't look. I think it would show, right, if we had like repository mirroring set up in any way, shape, or form. So that to me suggests that.
Right, and the fact that the number of commits dropped off seems to also indicate that as well.
Yeah, so what I guess I'm looking for, and it should be quite easy to Google, I guess, VS Code, GitHub. I'm guessing that'll take me to the canonical. And if we look at commits on here, we can see a lot every day, I guess. So yeah, that kind of makes sense that we're not mirroring those. Yeah, I'm guessing. See, these look like they're probably all from upstream, I guess. So it suggests to me that we maybe haven't rebased since July time, or pulled from, or around that sort of time, maybe August. But yeah, what I'd love to see is how have we, is it diverted, like come away from the upstream projects? Like what are the changes? I'm not sure if there's an easy way to.
You can compare the latest commit to the last commit that we see that's coming from GitHub.
Yeah. So how would it show on? Because when you rebase, it reapplies all of your changes on top of.
Yeah, I would pick the last merge the pull request, something like that, because we know that that's coming from GitHub. So for example, that merge pull request, yeah, probably as well.
I'm just curious,
and
if we rebase like today, would all these commits appear above commits that were actually made after this? Because
Yes,
yeah,
they
cool,
should.
cool.
Yes.
Okay, perfect. So this is what I'm interested in. See if I can break it. So I guess I would do this commit
to me, yeah.
And I always get it wrong. Which, yeah, I mean, it's basically the list that I could see on the screen in the first place.
Yeah.
So we've got support of loading custom extensions, customizing the start page, provide prompt, re-add change log, add telemetry. bulk editor injector. Nothing that looks too exciting to me.
Maybe if you look at the changes, because there are only 20 files changed, but 2,000 plus additions.
Yeah. But then the CI YAML's pretty big, the changelog and the README is pretty big. Yeah, there's a few other fairly big ones. Do we want to see if we can actually run the WebIDE projects?
Yeah, that would work.
Be interested to see. So what is interesting to see.
It's interesting to see how quick it cloned.
Yeah, I guess if
I think
all it is a wrapper around VS Code, then yeah, I guess there's not a lot to it. So let's have a look. Oops, in the README again. So run yarn. I'm guessing it's going to complain that I need to do yarn install first, but let's find out. Yeah, install. Do I update the docs while I'm here?
Might as
why?
well.
Or is it suffix? Well, basically with the instructions mark on how to run it.
Oh,
I don't know. I'm open, but we'll see. Like it might be one of those things where you think, well, everyone knows how to init ASDF and how to init yarn, but I would maybe argue that like I certainly didn't before I started contributing to GitLab, so doing something, or did it get confused by my
it might take a few seconds to clone or to install all the dependencies.
okay. It looks a bit different to, I don't know if it's because it's a newer version of yarn, but normally I see more like a progress. Oh yeah, okay, yeah, this is a progress. I think maybe this, did I cancel it just before it got that last little?
Yeah, probably.
Okay, good. Cool. So
Ooh.
we can now hit it. Okay, interesting. Oh, is it still running?
Oh yeah, it's still. Yeah.
Seems weird that it'd show this and then I don't know. Cool. So it then says
Ooh, it looks like your background changed on the website.
so what's it saying? So we can connect. Okay, so basically I can then point it at a GitLab instance. So it's saying I could do that one, but equally I should be able to potentially use my gdk.local. And let's find a project in my local GDK.
Then what that's saying is as long as you compile it and host it on some web server, you can point it at whatever server you want, right?
Yeah, that's how I interpret it. Yeah. See if either of these things
If you use the flight project, that should be public. So
GDK not entirely happy for some reason.
is it up?
It should be. I was using it not too long ago. Just on a real go. So I think it's been running for quite a long time. I might just kill it and restart it. That's my solution to all.
There it is.
I mean, I could have pointed it to GitLab.com, but wanting to mimic a sort of development environment is just trying to remember how I need to start GDK in a certain way, because I think this is the flag that I want to pass. Been working on something where I need to make sure SAS mode is enabled. Yeah, that looks good.
You can add that to the so that it's basically always on.
Yeah, how so I tried adding a .env file, but that didn't help. Do you use the run it, or what do you how do you normally configure?
I follow the docs, but it was a while ago, so I don't remember how it did work.
Export it. Yeah, maybe that's I tried just .env. I thought .env was like a standard and that anything
It's
that you ran. Okay. I'll try that. I'll do that alongside as well. Just
and you need that inside of the GDK folder, not the GitLab folder. If I remember correctly.
That might even be why the .env didn't work, to be fair.
Let me check.
Right, I've done that for next time. Let's see if my GDK is coming to life or not. Again, I did do a GDK update. I don't know whether the latest update has caused any issues. We're getting there. We're getting there. Okay, let's try again. So local, blah, blah, blah. Let's try those. Look like
You just have to refresh it because it just came up.
right, only remote development. So GDK.local 3000, that all looks good. Maybe I won't tick those. Yeah, I don't think it's managing to connect to whatever it's supposed to.
Try to inspect the console.
Yeah, good idea. God, what is it? F12, F11, F12.
Command Shift I.
Oh God. Nope. That launches Outlook.
Let me see. Command Option I.
Command Option. Thank you. Should we do it from scratch? Yes.
Oh, it's flight.js flight or flight.js?
You think I might have got it the wrong way around?
No, it's
No, that's right.
yeah, it's giving you a 404.
Can you go back to the error or to that count real quick?
Sorry.
It's because you're running it. You need to run it with a specific domain. It doesn't allow connection using uh local host or 127.0.0.1.
Okay. So if I close that, and it gave me a bunch of others, but how far away was it?
Something with whores or something like that, where you're not allowed to run that stuff. So
that do it, or would I get the same?
I think you're going to get the same. I think it has to be an actual domain, unfortunately. We can try it for sure.
Yeah, let's just try that. You would have thought for the development environment, I would have thought it'd be set up to handle that. So command optional there, wasn't it?
But it's giving you a 404. Go to the network page, the network section. Where did it go?
Right. Shall I reload with this open?
Oh yeah. Yeah, try that.
Why are we getting that 404 basically? Yeah?
I think it's where the
So it
Oh,
hasn't
maybe-
actually tried to make that request yet, actually.
okay.
Now it has. Got the
Block
404.
script execution.
But then this is it's definitely getting a 404, isn't it?
Yep. But why?
Am I able to access it because it's not public, Marco? It's not public. Let's try,
Make it
try
public.
this. Let's try this. Oh, what on earth? I've never seen that error before. GitLab or GitLab shell. It seems like my
think
GDK is not happy.
Yeah. But you see where it says in console block script execution because it's sandboxed and allows scripts positions not set.
Yeah, but we'll have a look in a second because first of all, I don't know what the script is that's been blocked and how important that script is. But the fact that my GDK, I can't even browse to the project at the moment. I think I'll just point it at gitlab.com. But yeah, I would expect there to be something in the docs to explain if you need to do something specific to get like calls working.
I think it's just GDK misbehaving.
Yeah, let's give up with that. We'll do exactly as it suggests. Let's use yet another one so it doesn't remember. What was it? 10.2. Can't remember now.
10.0.2.2 probably.
0.2.2.
Nope.
GDK.test. There we go. Yeah, we'll just go with the default. Yeah. So interestingly, so we did get this crypto error. Don't have write access, fine, but we didn't get the cause. Maybe that is because I'm using gdk.test. Okay, so because we're not authenticated, the GitLab workflow extension can't be used, but otherwise we're good to go, I think.
Yep.
So
Where
then what is it
next,
using
Jonathan?
to what is it using to communicate directly to there then?
Great question. So let's have a look where the so GitLab org. So
You mean
it
what it's using
makes what's
to
this, right,
get,
Marco?
and what it's using to get the file contents?
Yeah, so it looks like
Maybe.
it makes an API call which probably gets I don't know what it gets actually. Some like commit information and then the tree. So I'm intrigued to see if we then, like when we try and open a file, so let's try it in the rake file. Yeah, and then it just makes a call. So again, uses the API to get the content of each file on demand. I believe I vaguely remember the parent session that I joined, like working on the project that I think it does everything in some kind of weird local file system, like in the browser. So if I make a bunch of changes, it tracks them and stores them all locally. And then when you go to commit, somehow it, yeah. I guess that's something we could see if I can actually do it with authentication.
Yes.
So let's go to GitLab community. GitLab, let's bring the master, but let's do OAuth.
It's probably easier if you spin up kill and start GDK again and use the GitLab shell locally, so you don't need to set up authentication.
Postgres. Do you know what it could be? I saw that the VM was running out of space the other day. Do wonder. Yeah, that's full up, isn't it?
Yep, 100%.
And this always breaks GDK.
You
Oh,
sneeze
because
and it breaks JDK.
Yeah,
GDK.
absolutely. Uh-oh, that's not good, is it? I'm going to just turn telemetry off because there's a little bug with that at the moment. Yeah, that's great, isn't it? GDK cleanup breaks GDK.
ice. No, it actually broke it.
Ruby. Oh no,
Broke.
God. Where can 60 gig have gone?
I don't know. What else do you have installed on that machine?
Sweet FA, to be honest. It's the brand new GDK in a box. Like
GDK in a box.
to be fair, that was obviously 4 gigs worth of Golang, Ruby, and logs. So that was a good start.
Andrew asked, have you checked your Docker?
There shouldn't be any Docker on there. Well, that's a good start. Yarn cache.
Wow.
Oh wow. I know they say NPM down the whole world, but they're serious.
Lee, can you unmute Andrew?
I can only ask Andrew to unmute himself.
It's in the bottom left-hand corner, Andrew. If you press on that.
There must be something like Andrew's a seasoned participant, so there must be a bug with his so /home. But again, how is that 60 gig? That's 20 gig. There's a big discrepancy here, right?
Yep.
I've had these epoxy issues before. So where is the rest of it?
The host is not allowing people to unmute themselves, and the host is Lee. So Lee, you're a bad person.
I do not understand. Where on earth would that setting be? And I can't believe, like, Marco, mute yourself and see if you can unmute yourself.
Yep, I can.
Don't know what that's all about. Weird. Yeah, I need to figure that out. Things are going to explode. So GK status. So it's still supposedly running. Wouldn't be surprised if I need to turn it off and on again after reinstalling.
Yeah, that's not the usual.
Damn Linux and its crazy file system. Oh yeah, here we go. I saw an unable to write out of disk.
Andrew, what if you try to exit the call and join again?
I'm gonna try making him a co-host. He beat you to. Otherwise, I try making him a co-host.
I didn't do anything.
Weird, isn't it?
What's happening to this call?
Let me just say, make Andrew a co-host. See if more permission.
Hello.
Way.
Yay. Okay, that works. Can I start a
Weird.
video as well now? Yeah, I can start my video too.
Hey, long
Hello.
time no
Yay.
see. Oh no.
Yeah, all I was trying to say was
GK.
check your Docker stuff. But
Yeah, there should be no Docker on.
just because I know you're doing the GCK stuff, I wasn't sure if there were
Yeah,
dangling containers around.
This is I'm inside a Linux VM at the moment. The GCK
Okay.
stuff I was trying to run, I would say natively on my machine, but obviously we know that you can't run Docker natively on Mac. So
That's why you were saying 60 gig. I was like, that's a very small hard drive.
yes,
Yeah, that makes sense now if it's a VM.
And you introduced me to that NCDU, Andrew, sorry. So any idea why it's saying that there's only about 20 gig on the disk, yet this is saying that there's 55 gig on the disk?
Did you run ncdu/ to get it to check? And you might need to do it for yeah. Do that again then.
It's definitely not happy.
GDK in a box. My needs are start.
But that's the interesting thing, I guess. Like worst case scenario, all I do is delete the VM and restore the previous one, and it's back. Here we go. So this is what, like, I mean, my maths isn't great, but definitely adding these
Yeah.
numbers does not make 60 gig.
Hmm. No, that's
And
really
then this
big.
is even funnier.
What?
Parent
I don't
side
know. I don't know if it can't
typically
handle
whatever the
like. Go on.
parent size typically is how big you can expand it up to. So that is fine because it is a VM, you said, right?
Okay, yeah. Okay.
So I would expect that the parent size would be different. Total disk usage is weird. Can you just try a sudo du-h? So that's when check full disk usage
You'll want to slash
for
after that.
step in there. Oh shoot.
No,
Hit Control
Control C.
C. Do the list thing.
What's the list
Up arrow.
thing?
Oh, you want S dash SH.
Yes, that's what I want.
Oh, wow.
Same again, but a star on the end. This should be what NCDU is doing, though. It's just an ncurse thing for this.
Oh.
Processes are taking up space, which is weird.
Yeah, 20 gig in home, which is what NCDU said.
Yeah, so
And then 5 gig in user.
but then the rest just seems to have vanished, right?
Yeah. Where were you checking that other space before? DF dash view.
Yeah, that's what I've always used in the past. Oh, and it's full again, so this is gonna probably fail, explode. Just, yeah, I honestly, like, why make it so complicated?
It's Linux.
Absolutely. Oh, a bit more space. And that's done. Okay. Straight back down again.
It's not working.
Could you just try running lsof pipe grep deleted?
Um,
Yeah, none of that looks.
okay. There should be a 3 gig or 2 gig, I should say. Should be enough to
Oh, but it's the
get
point though,
by.
Lee. Where's the rest gone?
Oh yeah, I definitely want to. Oh God, why is it knackered?
Maybe the
It's that
files.
Poxy ASD Ruby upgrade. Every single time we do a Ruby upgrade, GDK breaks, right?
Never update your languages.
So should I just try rolling back? 3.2.2. We've got to figure out why that happens.
I posted in the GCK channel last week, I think it was, because I couldn't update. I think they've made a registry, Docker registry private or something. Never got an answer back, so I just gave up and created an access token. But GCK no longer works for non-GitLab
See, I have a feeling that
users.
I had that from day one, but maybe
Yeah.
not. I don't.
Yeah, it used to be originally, and then it started working without logging in, but now you have to authenticate again.
Okay, so it's gone full circle.
Yeah. But I have a GCK again.
Nice, nice.
Someone's saying a mounted directory can be causing the issue, but doesn't seem right.
Maybe
And
the
then
files
why-
that
why would
GDK to communicate.
But why would it be telling me I've got migration? I've literally just done a GDK update. Why would it be telling me that I've got like migrations? Oh no, it's not. Is it gonna undo my changed tools versions?
Ooh.
Um,
We should prompt a message. GDK wants to go on vacation.
I mean, this is entirely the reason why I've created the GDK in a box, because at this point is, like I say, where I should just be like, right, it's going to it's going to upgrade Ruby, isn't it? Or say, this is, yeah, like it would have taken me 5 minutes to just delete the VM and start it from scratch. Do you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
and I will probably do that in a second if this doesn't. I just, like you, Andrew, want to know why.
I was going to say, I think the issue is as well, if you're expecting other people to use this, then we need to know why it's filling up and
Oh
at
yeah,
least document.
That's kind of a separate issue.
Yeah.
Like, but we've got like, yeah, we've got a few things. Yeah. Yeah, it's really weird. Right, so processing Rails database migration. So that should run this migration, right? Okay, it's definitely running advisory lock. Yeah, 18048. Yeah, that's running that. Okay, give that a try.
Oh, that big thing there. There we go. Those two files at the bottom. Gitly and Parafect. That's what, 20 gig and 17 gig, 8 gig or something.
If you just restart those two processes, it should free those up, I think.
But then every time I've GDK killed, it should have. I'll do a proper reboot in a second, maybe. But every time I've done GDK kill, I would have expected it to kill those processes. We shall see in a minute. Okay. Okay, right. We're back in action. I might just quickly see. No, because we wanted to generate a token and stuff, didn't we? To
You don't need the token for the public project.
But if we wanted to see kind of how it writes the changes back and creates a, I'm guessing it does just use the API. But it'd be interesting to see. So yeah, shall I reboot the VM and see if it makes any difference, or?
Can do. But again, it would be nice if we know why they're not properly closing those files down.
Okay.
Because that's another 5 gig for the GitLab workhorse, isn't it?
Yep.
Well, I don't see how it can be, because there wasn't 5 gig available. So
no, I think it was using 5 gig of that 60 gig or whatever it was.
yeah, but if it didn't
Already.
exist when I ran it here, and there was only 2 gig available, then how is it able to create?
So it's,
Enough.
I think what's this is showing here is that it has created a file that it is currently using. Oh, I've turned my camera off again. Sorry, I was finishing off a snack. It's created a file that it's currently filling up with space, like in a temporary location, I imagine. And then that deleted means that the file is no longer being used, but still taking up space on the disk or something.
Interesting.
I have never actually seen that before.
Okay, so we've got rid of those suspect ones, right? Whoa.
Yeah, it's freed up, yeah.
Nice. Okay, so that's interesting, right? And my suspicion is all of a sudden that it runs 1,000 times faster. Whether that is an exaggeration, but it certainly seems to be working and a lot faster. So yeah, I guess I need to make a token. So forgive that waste of time. So we'll give it API, write repository. That's probably enough. So token in there. We need to change this back. We use GDK 1000 GitLab or GitLab shell.
Yep. Well, you have the token now, so technically you could use any project.
True.
Or maybe not.
I probably cocked up the it looks okay.
Do you have the master branch or the main branch?
Great question. Mate. Well done. Why? Whose idea was that, honestly?
To change
What,
from master
renaming
to
from
main?
master to main?
Yeah. And every project, well, I've almost got like a 50-50 split of projects using master and main, and I can never remember which one's which.
Yeah.
Some of them, someone's even created like a master and a main, so you occasionally pull the wrong one and don't even realize until crazy stuff starts happening. Right, okay, so
I guess you could filter only for fetch XHR requests so that you get rid of some of the noise.
hoping like, there's no requests coming through at the moment, so There we go. Shall I pause that for a second just so we can? Well, I'm intrigued anyway. So it's again, yeah, using the API to create
The new branch.
a new branch and
New
including.
commit.
So it's able to, in a single API call, it's able to create the commit, including the branch creation and the file changes. That's quite impressive.
And what if you change a much bigger file because the content is a base 64 encoded?
Yeah. I mean, you're using the WebIDE, so I mean, argue that you're not going to go too crazy. I don't know if there is a big. Have you got? Should I try copying like the struct? Go on, sorry.
Try to copy a big file.
I'm thinking like the structure from GitLab.
Ooh, that's big.
Is that a bit too ambitious? Let's I'll see if I can find it and drag it in. GDK.
Or the old copy and paste.
No, I'm too scared to do that. GDK. Where is it? Where is it? I genuinely can't find it. I think maybe I deleted.
I tried to change the desktop to see what you were seeing.
Have I got anything? I just can't. Okay, what about I'll see if there's like a binary or something. I might have found it actually. I might have found it. So GitLab DB. Yep, I've got it. And then is it schema or structured? Structured SQL. 2 meg. Right, okay, let's pop him in there. I mean,
that was
it's more responsive in the WebIDE than it is in my Visual Studio. It causes my Visual Studio to basically, I can no longer use grep in Visual Studio when I open the structure. And even after I close it, it's kind of almost killed it. Right, so we'll try and commit. We'll close this. Structure. So it takes a little bit longer, as would be expected.
Looks like it's multiple requests though, right?
No, it's only one.
I don't think it is. I think it's using this single one to. I'm intrigued to see what this.
Oh, this is a get, and what's the response?
Oh, that's what the tree's doing. The tree is getting the new branch that you have in there.
Yeah, I think so. All of this is just making sure this is up to date, I guess.
Yeah.
But yeah, the actual the changes being sort of persisted, if that's the right word, committed is just a single API call to the commit endpoint with actions for each change with base 64 encoded, which I think it's all good, right? You're crazy if you're editing, well, yeah, something that's like a lot of megabytes essentially. I suppose there could be a big file. I know some people have like crazy CSV files and stuff in, I don't know whether that be ML projects or whatever, where maybe you're going in, you're clearly not going to create that file through the WebIDE, but you might be going in and sort of making a little change somewhere. But each time, I guess it's sending the whole base64 encoded content back. But still, like,
well, since you cannot upload only the diff, that's the only way to.
Yeah. So Jonathan, I hope that's been mildly educational. Are there any more things that you're interested in sort of poking at?
I think that's the big stuff to get me started. What is the recommended way to do development with GitLab? Is it run it in a VM, like development VM with GDK,
Yeah,
or do I run it on a Mac?
So like all of like predominantly GitLab team members are using Macs and are installing GDK, which is the GitLab development kit, development environment, locally, directly, natively on the Mac. I've been working on a little experiment, which you've heard us
GDK in a
referring
box?
to. Exactly, yeah, you heard us referring to a few times there. So we conducted a first-time contributor study, and there was nothing that remarkable that came out of it, because we knew that GDK was a pain point, but it kind of highlighted specifically things like installing GDK could break if you're a Ruby developer and you've got other Ruby projects. It might potentially break those projects. It does, you can use, I think, Brew or ASDF. There's a few different dependency managers, and again, they can install quite a lot. And you can't really just then uninstall GDK either because of all this other gumph. So not to mention the fact it probably takes at least 2 hours to get it running, because the install script will install all the dependencies. It will clone 5 or 6 different GitLab projects. It will compile a bunch of stuff as well. So it's like not for the faint-hearted. So the GDK in a box idea was that we could create a VM. We could do this whole process, like install all of the dependencies, get GDK running, clone all the projects, and then just package that VM up, and you can just download it and boot it. So that's what this GDK in a box is. So you will be able to download this VM and start it up in however fast your internet connection can go. So I would recommend this, or Gitpod's the other option when you first get started. So if you're not familiar with Gitpod, it's just a cloud development environment, which is free of charge for a usage up to a certain, I think it's like 50 hours a month or something that you can use it for free. So they're really good options when you start playing around. After that, once you get a bit more comfortable and then you could consider if you want to try installing it natively on a Mac. But I've built this, I'm advocating it, I'm using it. And as soon as this merge request gets merged through, I'm going to be kind of shouting it a bit more internally to team members, promoting it and trying to get some more feedback and find out if it really is a viable kind of way forward. At which point we'll start sort of thinking about polishing it, removing some of the packages that includes that aren't needed, to shrink the image size, and Mac, I'm not sure if that's your actual name, Weber, that's lurking, let's say, has provided some good first steps potentially in terms of improving that image, using a different disk format, securing the public and private keys, those kind of bits and pieces.
So it's a whole VM and everything that you include. Okay.
Yes, exactly. So for Mac, it uses UTM. UTM's quick and easy, free, open source, download it, run it. download the zip file that we linked to in here of the VM. And well, this is the build instructions. You don't want the build ones, you want the run. So download UTM, download the GDK in a box VM, double click it, and then you basically boot it up, import a key to be able to connect to it, launch Visual Studio, and you're pretty much good to go. So yeah, I'd love it if you're up for giving that a try. I will
take a look at it this weekend.
Awesome. I'll drop this into
that
Discord.
works on VMware, right?
So at the moment we've got GDK in a box. So there's two VMs. The Mac one is for the Mac one is for UTM, because VirtualBox, is your Mac is it ARM?
It's an M2 Mac Mini with 8 gigs.
Perfect. Okay, eight gigs. Did you say?
It's 8 gigs of RAM.
Okay. I hope you'll be all right. So the VirtualBox doesn't run ARM on ARM. There's a beta that runs x86 on ARM. But I don't think we'd even want to go down that route anyway. So we're using UTM on a Mac at the moment. And VirtualBox we're using on Linux and Windows. But yeah, give it a bash. I'll drop a link to this MR, although it should have been merged, hopefully by the weekend, in which case you'll see this linked directly from the README from GitLab Development Kit, where we talk about. So we currently mentioned the one-line install, the simple GitLab remote development and Gitpod. There's a new option will be present on there, and away you go.
All right. I'll give it a try.
Awesome. Well, thanks very much for joining. It was interesting having a dive into the WebIDE. Apologies for my GDK being a pain in the backside. I'll try and keep you posted. In fact, I've got the recording, so we've got that command that I was able to find those files, and I'll let you know if it explodes again, which I think it probably will. So have a great day, everyone.
All right. Well, I will. Thank you very much. I appreciate it.
Take care.
Bye.
Bye-bye.